back to my film and TV channel. Hope you're all staying safe and well. And we've got a superhero film to look at today. And we'll go over to the world of DCEU, not MCU, DCEU. And the DC Comics character SHAZAM in this one. Of course, SHAZAM, Fury of the Gods. Please, if you are new to the channel, push that subscribe on, push the bell notifications. Great job, you're on board. Everything film and TV, reviews, information, blogs, lots of information. Even the odd quiz thrown in from time to time. We might have a DCU quiz one day. They've got enough characters to go at, haven't they? Let's be honest about it, them and Marvel. So let's have a look at this. And if you are pressing buttons, if you press that button, you can press that little like button. I'm just trying to get up to about 15 likes if I can. It's not a massive target. If you can give us help towards that, I'd be very, very grateful. Right, SHAZAM, Fury of the Gods, of course, is a sequel to 2019 SHAZAM. And it's just the 12th instalment, a little bit behind MCU, of course, in the DC Extended Universe. And it was directed by David F. Sandberg. Stars in this, well, as ever, lots of stars. Zachary Levi, Asher Angel, Jack Dylan Grazer, Rachel Ziegler, Grace Caroline Curry, Adam Brody, Ross Butler, Megan Good, Lucy Liu, Jimon Hunso, and Helen Mirren. Yes, nice to see Helen Mirren in this. All these scores and comments. And I was at the 28th of March 2023 in the morning here in the UK. It's about 11 a.m. They'll score all these scores, etc. The audience, the public, Rotten Tomatoes, 87% positivity. Looks good, 4.2 out of 5. Internet Movie Database, Joe Public, 23,000 reviews or so, 6.6 out of 10. If you look at the actual breakdown between countries, the UK and the Canada have given it 6.6, the US gave it a 6.7, and India gave it a 6.8. There you go. But overall, a 6.6 out of 10. Metacritic, the other site we look at, the Meta users, they're people who go on their website, just 5.5 out of 10. So they are bucking the trend just a little bit. What's it about? Well, simple, really. Billy Batson strokes SHAZAM and his foster siblings fight the Daughters of Atlas. Yeah, that's just about sums it up, really, with all mythical creatures and various things happening. And this premiered on March the 14th and was released in the US and worldwide on or around March the 17th. So as I'm recording this, you should be able to go out and watch it. What about the critics? Well, Rotten Tomatoes, 218 critics, only 51% were positive. So pretty much an even split, if you like, down the middle. An average rating of just 5.7 out of 10. So not as well liked as most of the public by the looks of it. 111 fresh, but 107 rotten. Wendy I from The Observer in the UK said, Billy's inane babbling gets a little wearing. It does. But the action sequences featuring dragon-based mayhem, Cyclops, and an army of formidable hell unicorns, very nicely hell unicorns, hopped up on candy are pacey and fun. So, other brands are available. We won't mention which candy it is. I wonder how much they contributed. Simon Abrams from RogerEbbett.com said it's stickier and less assured than the first SHAZAM, but these leftovers still reheat well enough. They do. Clarice Luffrey, though, from The Independent in the UK, not as impressed. She said, Fury of the Gods lands in a frustrating middle, a film that isn't without promise, but feels far too messy and corporatalised to have any real affection for. Okay, I can see the point. Brian Lowry from CNN.com said, everything that worked in the original works less well in this so-so sequel, blunting even the star power emitted by its high-profile villains. I think they were the best bit in it, the villains, in fairness. The consensus on Rotten Tomatoes, more unfocused and less satisfying than its predecessor, SHAZAM Fury of the Gods still retains almost enough of the source material's silly charm to save the day. I'm not into too much silly, especially when it doesn't sort of pique my little chuckle muscle, if you like. It don't quite work for me, the humour in these, or perhaps the original as well. Metacritic, the other site we'll look at, an average, again, disappointing, 47 out of 100. That's just 49 critics. And it scored anywhere between 40 out of 100 and 75 out of 100. That was 9 positive, 34 mixed and 6 negative. The Telegraph's Robbie Collin only give it 40. He said, in terms of representation, you couldn't ask for more, and that's just as well, because in terms of entertainment, you could barely get less. Not nice from Robbie. Hollywood Reporter's Frank Scheck give it 60 out of 100. Like some children who aren't so cute anymore after they've grown up a little, this follow-up lacks much of the appeal of its predecessor. While the film provides elaborate action set pieces, colourful villains and save-the-world plot mechanics expected the comic book movie genre, some of the magic is missing. Yeah, I agree with part of that. I thought it was okay. It is what it is. USA Today, those Brian Truitt, he gave it 75. He was one of the high scores. He said, Fury piles on the mythos, monsters and magic. It does. A smidge too heavily at times. Never. But stays grounded thanks to its earnestly goofy main man. Well, I will disagree with that, but more of that in a moment. Right, my thoughts before we go. Yes, Rotten Tomatoes, you've only got fresh and rotten, haven't we? So I would have to class this as fresh. But Metascore, Meta users, Metacritics, I would say mixed on this. I am mixed on this one. But I am going to give it my watchable 6 out of 10. So that bodes well. That's good for me. I'm never happy, as you may know if you've watched any of my vlogs. If you haven't, I'm not happy with the way Marvel and DC just throw loads and loads of superheroes and super baddies at you in just one story. I like a little bit more compact story with perhaps 1 or 2 superheroes and a baddie or 2. I get a bit frustrated with throwing all these things at you, all these metaverses and universes and different places. I just don't like the way they do it, hoping, they sort of throw them all at you, hope it's like a shotgun, hoping 1 or 2 will actually stick and make this a success. For me, it doesn't really work most of the time. A lot of people like it. Personally, not for me. But having said that, this is for me was one of the better efforts from DCU or MCU. Though it works better for me. I'm not a big action fan particularly, but I like special effects, and I thought the action worked in this, and I like the scenes that are a little bit darker and nastier. I'm not into I don't mind a bit of humour, but I don't want too over the top humour. And most of the scenes I liked in this are where it got a little bit dark and sinister, so I do like that element of it. Okay, this is meant to be lighter, but as I said, the humour doesn't really appeal to me that much. It didn't in SHAZAM particularly, and it never really works for me in this one as well. And judging by the lack of laughs in the cinema, if you like, a lot of people felt similarly to what I did. He is liked, of course, but I mean, most of my problems come with Zachary Levi. I know he's liked, and people in that critic before mentioned him, but he doesn't do anything for me in either of these films, the Shazam film or this, and it sort of always brings it down for me. There's just not much there in him as a person in this, his character, or the lines he gets. It just never works for me. It just all falls down and ruins the whole effect of the thing for me. Fortunately, though, he is not alone, so this is why I give it 6 out of 10. There's plenty of others to have a go at, as we've said. I'm happy with Helen Mirren in this, Lucy Liu in this are my standouts. And I did enjoy the green screen action sequences and the dragon. I love a dragon. I've always loved dragons. And to see Lucy Liu on one, well, it's got to be watchable, hasn't it? So there were minuses, but there were pluses as well. The over 2 hour runtime didn't feel that long, actually, which is a good sign for me. I don't like films overly long. It didn't feel that long watching it. So that's good. That's very good. And again, as I said, it's just probably watchable. And if anything, in the MCU DC universe, if we get something that's okay to watch, I'll take that as a win. That's all I really want. So there you go, guys. That's my little thoughts on this. Let me know what you think if you've been to watch this. As I said, I would sort of recommend it. One of the better MCU, DCU recent offerings. I like some of the older, back in the day ones when they weren't as complicated. But probably talk about that again over the coming months and years, that's for sure. Thanks for watching. Please, until we meet again, the last one thing, don't worry, please stay safe, everyone. Bye for now.